Well, I've recovered from dying, so let's get back into some peasantry.
I'm fucked up, homie, you fucked up, but if God got us, then we gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright.
Now, instead of the normal comment reaction format that I usually do for this series, I'm going to be actually rebutting a video made by one MS Tech who has 5 reasons as to why console gaming is better than PC gaming. Now, this video was made in 2014, and you could call this cherry picking or, reaching for low-hanging fruit. But as low as we are in subscribers, low-hanging fruit sounds delicious right about now. In this video is from 2014, so he obviously stands by his points in this video. It's also worth mentioning that he made a 5 reasons why PC gaming is better than console, even though there's kind of more than 5 reasons, but whatever. The guy seems not to be an elitist of his console brand. He is a PC gamer, but a lot of his points are inaccurate and ill-informed, even though he's a PC gamer. It reminds me of Mr. YouTube Gamer. He's basically doing the same thing. So, let's get into this masterpiece. Let's see what Mr. MS Tech has to say.
Now, if you've watched my videos, you know that I am a PC gamer, but after trying out the Xbox One and seeing what the new generation of consoles is all about, I can definitely tell that the consoles themselves have a specific spot in the market that the PCs really can't compete with.
I'm sorry to cut him off this early into the video, but why the Xbox One? I know this was 2014. In fact, it's, March 30th of 2014. So the consoles have just been out for a couple months by now. So a lot of the information hasn't come out yet, but why the Xbox One in particular? I get what he means, but it's just so weird. Also, what is that thing with your monitors in the back? It looks weird. That black band just doesn't look right. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to rebut a video, not the way he has his room set up.
In this video, I'm going to count down the top 5 reasons why a console is better than a PC.
Alright, he has this part right. Video's going smoothly so far.
So the number 5 reason why a console would be better than a gaming PC is price. Now, I know this is a very controversial subject, but it has to do more with cost distribution. With a console, you're paying a very small amount up front, and then over time you pay more and more. And then with a PC, you usually pay a little bit more up front and then less over time for games and whatnot. And whether you like it or not, most people are more willing to pay less now and more over time than more now and less over time. That's kind of how car leasing works and mortgage and stuff like that.
So a reason is that people don't want to pay less for gaming? So a reason why the next gen consoles are better than PC is that people want to pay more for gaming. That doesn't sound right.
Now, it's also worth it to note that pre-built computers, what many PC gamers are using, are actually a worse deal than consoles, so that will drive people to use a console instead of a pre-built. And if you do build it yourself, it's a lot more work than just buying a console, plugging it in, and playing.
Alright, I agree with him on the stance about pre-built PCs. I got mine pre-built, and that was a mistake. But a reason cannot be what people want to do, because what people want to do is subjective. I've never built a computer in my life, but I watch Linus Tech Tips, and even children built PCs, and I can say that it's not that difficult to do. If you know what a square is, if you know what a circle is, if you can count to 3, if you know what to do with screwing and all that. No, not even screwing. If you know how to follow simple arrows and directions, you can build a PC. It's not that hard. But still, this reason is not even a reason. It is going off of what people generally, quote unquote, want to do. And generally, quote unquote, this is wrong. Because what people want to do with their money and how they want to game with it is subjective. Just saying.
The number 4 reason why a console is better than a gaming PC is because it is casual friendly or user friendly. Either term really works there. And the first point I want to make is that you don't need to make any upgrades with your console. You buy a console once, and then maybe 7 years later, you need to upgrade it to a new generation, and in that whole time frame, the only things you are buying are games and controllers or stuff like that.
Okay, you just said you don't need to upgrade your console, but then you said you upgrade your console after, what'd you say, 7 years? And plus, buying another console, by definition, is not an upgrade. An upgrade is a verb. To raise something to a high standard, in particular improve equipment or machinery by adding or replacing components. To get a better PC, you add and replace components at your leisure, but you don't have to do that. With a console, you have a box. You get what's inside that box, and you live what's inside that box for the next 7 years. Or in this case, 4 years, since we're going with the half console generation nowadays. Where's the gaming world coming to?
In addition, I've already mentioned it, but consoles are plug and play. You plug it in once, it works, and you are ready to play your games. There's no assembly required, and it's really easy to do.
Okay, if you go ahead and get it pre-built, it's the same process. You plug in a console, you wait for the necessary components to download and all that, put a game in, you play. You plug a PC in, turn it on, get a game, play the game. It's not hard to do.
And lastly, consoles usually have a better customer service experience. Companies like Sony and Microsoft have dedicated customer service teams for their consoles, and in addition, if your console breaks, you can just contact the vendor that you bought it from and either get it replaced or fixed very quickly. With a PC, you have to diagnose which part broke, then contact that company directly, see if you can get it replaced, not be able to use your PC in the meantime, and it's much more of a hassle than it is with consoles.
Okay, no. If anything happens to your console, whether it was your fault or not, you don't get a replaced model. Unless it came in defective from the store, you will not get a replaced model for calling Microsoft. Microsoft is going to implore you to buy a new one. That happened to my first 360. I have my second one over there collecting dust at the moment, but Microsoft's not going to just give you a replacement if something happens to it. Plus, with all the customer service outlets here, it's easier to get a piece if something is broken. You don't call Microsoft and you have to go to the customer service division and go to the internal customer service division or division inside a division inside a division in order to find a specific problem. With PC, oh, my power supply broke. It's from Outlet PC. Oh, let me call Outlet PC. Oh, my graphics card is not functioning anymore. All right, let me call Zotac. Oh, my CPU is fried. All right, let me call Intel. It's that easy. They'll tell me how to diagnose the problem. If I need to buy one, so what? I just have to buy another one. With you guys, you have to buy that same black box over and over again if something happens to it.
The number 3 reason why consoles are better than gaming PCs is multiplayer.
What?
Starting with offline, it is so much better on a console than on a PC. You can just connect more controllers, sit down with your friends on a couch, and start playing. On a PC, you can sort of use a different side of the keyboard or something if the game supports it, but really you can't compete with just having multiple controllers on a couch playing a console game.
Use a different side of the keyboard? No. Come on, man. You're a PC gamer. How do you not know this? You can use controllers on your PC. Okay, and a console has 4 slots for a controller. How many slots USB slots does my PC have at the moment? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 USB ports. Even though they may not be applicable for a lot of the games out there, I can still plug in 4 controllers and we can have a jolly old good time. I'm using an Xbox One controller at the moment, and I use it for any game that's not a shooter or a strategy game, or a MOBA, or an RPG. Basically platformers, fighting games, things of that nature. But the option is there. You can plug in controllers. You don't use the different side of the keyboard. This is the 90s. You can have multiple controllers on a PC game on your couch. If you want to, invite your friends over. Bring your PC into your living room. Turn it on. Put 4 controllers in. Sit on your couch and have a nice game of Super Smash Bros. Melee. And yes, I said Super Smash Bros. Melee. Thank God for emulators, am I right?
Past that, even online multiplayer is sometimes a better experience on a console, mostly because it has a huge user base. No matter where you're from, you're going to be able to find a game with a decent connection. On PC, if you're not playing one of the newer games, there may not be that many people on it, and if you're not from a populated area, you may have a very bad connection to the server you're connecting to.
You make me sad.
The bad server area thing is applicable for consoles too. If you live in a place with very shoddy internet, you're going to have a bad time. And as for the newer games, really? Team Fortress 2. Counter-Strike Source and Counter-Strike Go. The first Deus Ex. Super Smash Bros. On PC. All these games are old, but they have a large player base. You know why? Because the game is good, and it has a lot of PC gamers going to it. Can you honestly tell me how many people on Xbox 360 play Team Fortress 2? Can you tell me how many people play Counter-Strike Go on 360 or Counter-Strike Source on Xbox? We can't even do the Xbox anymore because to my knowledge the servers got shut down. And Counter-Strike Go on 360 sucks. You can do all of that you just said, online and everything, with the PC. And better. It could be an old game, it could be a new game. I'm still finding new people in RuneScape. I personally don't like the game, but I wanted to check it out, you know, for word of mouth. I'm still finding people in that game. And that game came out in the 80s or 90s. One of I'll put an annotation on the screen. That game is old as sin. And I'm still finding new people. Team Fortress 2 came out in the early 2000s. Even Team Fortress Classic still has players on it. I'm not making this up either.
Now, the number 2 reason why a console would be better than a gaming PC is couch gaming. In general, relaxation is a big factor in console gaming. You can just hook it up to your home theater setup that you already have, grab a controller, sit back on the couch, and start playing. It's a more laid-back gaming experience. A lot of people argue that there is a PC alternative to that you can build a dedicated gaming PC, but that also takes away from the value of a PC because you can't really use it as a work PC if it's connected to your home theater. It really defeats the purpose of having a PC in general. So couch gaming is a huge pro for consoles.
Okay, so much he just said. Alright. First of all, this ties back into your earlier point about being casual friendly. So it's kind of a point and a half. Second, you can bring your PC into the home theater and take it back out if you ever so need to. It's not that hard, I swear. If I want to watch a movie with the family and my 360 decides to red ring or my PS3 decides to not work, guess what? I'm getting up, I'm bringing my PC downstairs, and we're watching some good old Netflix on the TV downstairs. And when I'm done, when I want to play some Team Fortress 2, or when I play some Paragon, or when I play some Gigantic something, I'll bring it back up to my room. I'll hook it up, and then I'll have a rip-roaring good time, because I can do that. And by the way, slouching occurs more on a couch. You know, and slouching gives you back problems. An office chair, it's harder to slouch on. Not the one I have on right now. It's very, very crappy. I'm getting a DX Racer chair soon, but that's besides the point. Couch gaming is not a valid point in order to say that PC is worse than console. Because where you play the PC or where you play the console is irrelevant. What if you don't play on a couch? What if you play on a chair? What if you play in an office? I have my console hooked up to my monitor. I'm watching this on my TV as we speak, but I'm playing my games on my monitor because I can.
Now, the number 1 reason why consoles are better than gaming PCs is consistency. The first point I want to make here is that everybody has the same exact thing, and that can be very beneficial to the user. Say you're having a problem, somebody else has probably had that problem, fixed it, and put it on the internet for you to see and do it yourself. In addition, nobody has a competitive advantage over anybody else, or not a substantial one anyway, because everybody's using the same console with the same graphics, with the same controller. It will vary from TV to TV with like input lag and stuff, but at a very basic level, nobody has a competitive advantage.
Message boards exist for a reason, guy. Somebody has had the same problem as you. Most likely. Huh. That's weird. My PC keeps making this clicking or whirring sound. Oh, let me go on PC real quick and type up what may be wrong with my PC. Oh, my fans, the bearings are whirring down. Okay, how do I fix it? Huh, I can use some castor oil or some sort of oil-based substance to fix it. It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. And plus, you say that having the same exact console is a good thing? What about choice? What about freedom?
That they may take our lives, but they'll never take our
That's what PC gaming is about. Freedom, Mr. Tech. Okay? I get what you're trying to say, but being free is kind of a given if you want to get into gaming. The only thing that you can do to make your console yours is to put a sticker on it, or to put a graphic on it, or to put some sort of control stick things. I don't know. But everybody's console is the same. Nobody's console is different except for aesthetically. So people on the console with the bad graphics and the bad frame rates and the bad controllers is a good thing, because nobody's gonna have a competitive advantage over anybody. What if that player is better? What if the player is naturally better? I'm much better at Black Ops 2 than I used to be, but I still get beaten. Why? Because there are better people. By the way, that community is very much active. I had no idea. Thought everybody would move to fucking... Actually, you know what? Nah, never mind. I can see why people are still here. There are no competitive advantages really to PC except for frame rates. If your graphics are good, but you have a garbage frame rate, especially for shooters, turn those graphics down and get a good frame rate. I would rather have low graphics in 60 FPS than high graphics at 30 FPS. Unless it's Assassin's Creed for some reason. That is the weird exception.
In addition, consoles are very friendly. If you want to share a game or a controller or something, you can just bring it to their house and it will work. On the PC, games are digital, and unless you're a part of Steam family sharing, you're not going to be able to share games. Also, consoles are very good at pulling together things in multiplayer, playing with your friends, and having parties. On the PC, you have different programs like Skype, the game itself, or TeamSpeak or something, and each one of those things could go wrong, and you could end up having to spend a lot of time fixing it, while with a console, you just join a party, join their game, and you're playing.
No, you didn't just say that. No, you did not just say that. You did not just say that people cannot share games. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to get worked up here because he's a nice guy. I can tell he means well, but his points are booky. They're malarkey. They're imbecilical. You can bring a controller to somebody else's house with a PC. When J Money and I Boy and Brand New and I get together at some point, whenever that may be, if you come over to my house, if we do, I tell him, hey, you can bring your 360 if you want, or you can bring your One if you want, but bring your controllers. They're going to ask me why, because we're going to be playing some PC games. Because they can bring the controllers, and it'll work on a PC. Just like that. Nothing else. No strings attached. Nothing. And yes, technically you can bring your PC to places, even though it's not really ideal. I mean, I wouldn't just throw my PC into the backseat of my truck and just go somewhere. I'd be scared shitless. You do the same thing with PC gaming. Do I need to show you? Do I need to show you what I am talking about? Because I will. I will show you. I will. You know what? No, I'm going to show you. It ain't that hard. Steam voice chat. It's a thing. How can you be a PC gamer and not know about that? Seriously. Steam has voice chat. You can use it. I personally use Skype and all that when I'm playing Gears of War with J Money and I'm Boy and stuff, but I use that because he's on a console and I'm on a PC. If you're talking to other PC gamers, use the Steam voice chat. And what is wrong with using other apps? There's nothing wrong with that. I use Skype because it's the best way I can connect with people. I don't really use it, but I don't really use the Steam voice chat option, but I know it's there in case for some reason I want to talk to people. But it's there. And I use Skype for conveniency reasons, or Discord, or something else, or whatever app or whatever. But my point is, There's not a point. That is very ill-informed. You cannot say that and be a PC gamer.
So those are the 5 reasons why I think a console would be better than a gaming PC. Keep in mind though, I am a PC gamer. I prefer PC gaming. I think the pros of a PC are much better than the pros of a console. But of course, everybody has their own opinions. If you agree with me, you can go check out my other video, Top 5 Reasons Why Gaming PCs Are Better Than Consoles. I list similar reasons, but in favor of gaming PCs.
I respect what you're doing here. I know what you were trying to do, but you came across as ill-informed. I don't know if you were lying intentionally or you just genuinely didn't know. Are you even a PC gamer? How can you be a PC gamer and not know about half the things that you said in here don't occur on PC when they do? It's not brain science or rocket surgery. Alright, Mr. Tech. I bid you farewell and I hope your views have changed since 2014. For you guys, thank you for watching. With the big guy, and I need to go sit down.
And when I wake up, I recognize you looking at me for the pay cut. Bahamas, I be looking at you from the face down. 1 Mac 11, even boom with the bass down. Skimming, and let me tell you about my life. Painkillers only put me in the twilight. We're pretty